Hey everybody, welcome back to Rebootleggers. This is a comedy-ish podcast where we create illegal, underground, unincorporated reboots of whatever we want. I'm Scott Owen.
I'm Frank Serra.
And today we've got a good guest with us.
Oh, good is a stretch.
A guest. We have a guest with us. Podcaster, the internet's last good boy, Terrence Wiggins.
That's me. I make stuff online.
Online stuff, which is, I think that's where most stuff is these days.
Probably. A lot of stuff.
You ever see like a TV show now? You're just like, how is this still around?
Right. Why is this not online? I did want to start with a question that I've been dying to ask Terrence. What's it like sharing the name with the best Batman?
Who's the best Batman?
Batman Beyond, Terry McGinnis.
Oh yes, I was very excited. I was trying to think. I was thinking Batman actor, so I was just like, "There's no Terrence." Yes, I was very excited when Batman Beyond came out, and I was just like, "He's got my name.
That's my name." I love it because it's like, what if Batman was Spider-Man? And it's perfect.
Pretty much, yes.
Really
I never thought of it like that, but that is exactly what that TV show is.
It's so good. And so today we're not rebooting Batman Beyond, though maybe we should, Frank. Or maybe we shouldn't because it's perfect and we should never touch it.
I feel like Warner Bros. Is pretty litigious.
Yeah.
What was that spinoff show they had about the android?
Oh, the Zeta Project, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
Wow.
I forgot it was a spinoff because they crossed over too.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I totally forgot about that show.
Was it a crossover or was it?
It was both.
I don't
because there was I think Zeta Project. It was a spinoff where like Batman rescues the android from his corporation that made him, and then they made the show, and then he came back for a crossover. Man, I'm just going deep into the nostalgia today. Thank you, Terrence.
I don't know why I remembered that show.
It
aired for it was 2 seasons. I thought it was only 1 season.
Wow, only 2. I remember it being a lot more than that. I just went to Google the Zeta Project, and instead I just typed in 2 seasons. So that just speaks a lot to my ability to talk and type at the same time. Well, yeah, so today, given Terrence's background as a video game boy, we were going to focus on the video game sector today with Crash Bandicoot, a popular Sony property. It was popular, right?
It was popular. They had
I was
the
going to say, it was pretty big.
That's true. They did do that. Oh, yeah, and it was Naughty Dog, because they put it in Uncharted 4 for a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was like the first 3 games were like super popular, and then it wasn't.
Did you play this game as a wee lad?
I did, and I didn't like it.
Didn't like it? Why didn't you like it?
It just like I didn't like all the running behind the backstages and like running towards the camera.
It's like the very first Infinite Runner mobile game.
Pretty much.
The early Temple Run.
And I just didn't. It was not like, I don't know. It just didn't feel good to play to me.
Yeah.
So I just never gave it more time. I played. I don't know how many of them, but
it's just every time you're like, I'm not gonna like this, but I'm playing it anyway.
You got
pretty much. Yeah.
What else do you have a PlayStation for?
That's fair.
Yeah. Harvest Moon Back to Nature. That is what I had it for.
According to Wikipedia, the game was codenamed Sonic's Ass Game. Mm-hmm. Because you just looked at his butt the whole time. So I don't know if there's any material there we want to save for our reboot, but just keep that in the back pocket, as it were. But so, given that I was not a Sony boy growing up, I was a Nintendo boy, but I wasn't even allowed to have a console until I was 14, so I was very late to the game. But what can either of you tell me, just as a good summary of Crash the Bandicoot?
It's basically Sonic.
Basic.
Except for because like it's about a bandicoot trying to stop a evil scientist from doing stuff.
Yeah, it's honestly not the most clear. He's doing stuff.
Bad things.
Instead of rings, he gets fruits.
Mm-hmm. He gets fruits and he gets a special mask.
Yeah, what does the mask do? I know he's got...
I think it stops him from, it absorbs 1 hit.
Okay, so it's like a worse Power Star.
It's like the Mario's mushroom, basically.
Oh, right. Yeah, I guess Mario's mushroom is a 1-hit absorption. Man, I never thought about any of Mario's power-ups just strictly in terms of mechanics before.
Rocking this Nintendo boy's world.
Yeah.
Well, okay. What is a Bandicoot? Does anyone know?
It's a marsupial. I know that.
Oh, they
But other
got that
than
pouch.
I don't even know what a real life Bandicoot looks like.
According to Wikipedia, there's like 20 different things that are bandicoots. So it's got to be okay. It's definitely Australian based on the name.
It's like a little mouse.
Yeah, he's like a little mouse. Does not.
Okay, yeah, it's like a.
So what if we put jeans on one of those small mice?
Oh boy.
You know what? You know what these. You know what this the small mouse is missing?
Just
some rolled up jeans.
Some jeans, some rolled up jeans, and some very
fingerless
large
gloves. which is
fingerless
extremely
gloves,
and a
some
hot girlfriend.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
had to because this was what late '90s, so early in the
96,
video
I
game.
think?
Yeah, so you needed your hot anthropomorphic animal girlfriend. Although Sonic did not have one of those, at least not until
No.
the show where
Not for a while.
Yeah, he had Princess Sally.
right, and she just wore boots and nothing else, which
She had a jacket on.
Oh, that's right. What
She
Sonic?
had like a vest on.
The fact that some of the characters wore some clothes just drew even more attention to how weird it was that the rest of them didn't.
Right.
Like, just putting some characters in clothes then makes it weird. Like, Crash running around without a shirt is fine until then you give him a girlfriend who wears regular clothes, and then it's like, oh, this guy's just kind of a weird bro.
Yeah.
That's the Donald Duck
sort of-
problem, right? Like Goofy wears pants, but
I think this actually is a thing that's been that went around on the internet for a while, but is Mickey wearing Donald's pants? Because Mickey doesn't have a shirt.
I think with the Disney thing, they're not like the clothes are so old fashioned
Right.
that it doesn't stand out. But like with Sonic and Crash, like they're wearing like jeans and t-shirts.
Right, exactly.
So it looks real weird when they're not when not everyone is.
I think Crash, looking at this picture on the Crash wiki, he might just be wearing a swimsuit because his jeans have a drawstring in the front of them.
Do. But they're rolled up. Like, is it?
They are. Are
does
they
he
like
have-
super rolled up shorts? What is going on with his pants?
maybe it's like custom board shorts but he's got short legs than the human. Now, if you Google search just the word Bandicoot, dude, don't have to scroll far before you get to custom art that is suggestive in nature.
in the images.
But one of the first images is a side-by-side image of Crash Bandicoot standing in kind of a generic, hero pose. And then next to him is John Cena, also in the hero pose.
Yeah,
Can we do something with that?
I think so. Okay, it sounds like we want to get into our reboot here. So let's start with our first segment called Love It or Leave It.
Love me or leave me or let me be lonely.
This is Terrence, as you may know, this is where we talk about what we want to keep and what we want to get rid of. So it sounds like we want to keep the weird short jeans.
The swimming jeans.
The swimming jeans. Oh my gosh, that has to exist,
Coming
right?
soon to Old Navy.
Some swimming jeans.
They make sweatpants that look like jeans. They have to make
Yeah.
swimming jeans.
Swimming
Let's just go ahead and Google that. And
jeans.
Denim swim trunks.
oh my
Boom.
gosh, there's got to be a market for that.
I have found some denim swim trunks,
Oh, you've done it.
and they look really weird.
Oh my god. Who would wear these?
The best one I found, they're like the acid wash like 90s
Yes, I can see
mom
that.
like
So maybe we put John Cena in a pair of those.
Maybe this is a fashion game now.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Crash Bandicoot is on his way to invent denim swim trunks, and Dr. Neo Cortex is like, nuh-uh. No.
That's my formula. Well, so I guess one of the things we have to talk about before we kind of know what we're keeping and getting rid of, maybe we don't have to talk about this yet, but is it more interesting if we make this into a movie, or should we reboot the game itself into our first ever Rebootleggers Studios video game?
I think it would need to be a cartoon series.
Okay, I'm into that. Are we talking Western animation or some sort of anime?
I feel like it would be produced in Eastern Europe.
Okay. So that goes back to a suggestion Frank made before the show in a text conversation where I suggested to him we reboot this as just a human boy wearing ears, and Frank added thick Ukrainian accents. So,
like, I just feel like it would be one of those cartoons that, you know, when you wake up earlier before, like, cartoons would come on, and there'd be other cartoons, and you're just like, what is this?
Super weird.
In the morning, you're waiting for your school bus, and you get to watch the back 15 minutes of the show. Like,
yeah, you'd never figure out what it is.
Yeah.
I discovered one of those shows not as a child, but as like in my early 20s, because I didn't have cable. I just had an antenna on my TV, and I remember I turned it on to some, like, there's also like twice as many broadcast channels now, which I didn't know about, but I learned there was a show that was on really early one Saturday morning called Tattooed Teenage Alien Fighters from Beverly Hills, which was not a cartoon, but was just another Power Rangers knockoff, but it looked incredible.
Yeah.
But it was definitely...
It's like when you watched VR Troopers instead of Power Rangers.
Oh my god!
And it's just like, what is this?
I loved VR Troopers.
I did too.
When it got on Netflix, I watched it, and I kind of wish I hadn't, because I did not remember it was not as good.
Yeah. I also watched...
Those shows were always close enough. They were close enough that you're like, oh, I get it. It's like Power Rangers. But then the different things, you'd be like, oh, they did that. Okay. Like,
yeah. Like, I remember watching a lot of Superhuman Samurai, Cyber Squad. And that one... It was like all of them are just Japanese, like tokusatsu
Cyber
shows.
with an S. That's very good.
oh man,
they're all like Japanese tokusatsu shows that they take the fights from and put they're like, oh, these American kids are actually superheroes or whatever.
That's so good.
Superhuman Cyber Squad. He always I don't even think he went into the internet.
Holy shit! Tim Curry was in that show.
Really? I don't know. I haven't watched this show in years.
Jeez.
But I just remember a lot of shots of his bedroom. Like all of the other shows that weren't Power Rangers felt way cheaper because it was just one spot. Like everyone is in this one spot all the time.
Right. Power Rangers had at least 3 because you got the karate dojo, which can we just talk about how much I love the idea that like karate was the cool hangout spot for 90s teens ever. We're going to hang out at the karate dojo. Oh, it's so good. Wow. Samurai Cyber Squad had 53 episodes. That's the other weird thing. Like shows like this, you're like, that couldn't have run very long. Oh, that had a lot of episodes.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, it's on for 4 years. And you're like, what the hell are you talking?
Kids
I was looking up
the Wild West.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do it for 3 seasons, whatever.
I was looking up Bobby's World the other day.
Oh my god.
And that show was on for 8 years.
Bobby's World in my I picture it's basically like if Calvin and Hobbes got a TV show. Like it's just this little boy with his crazy imagination.
Yeah. Except for not as well written.
Oh, for sure. It's like Howie Mandel saw Calvin and Hobbes and was like, I can make this into a TV show.
I could do this.
I'll make an uncle who for some reason has green nostrils. That's the big standout for me from that show.
The one thing I remember from that show is that there was an episode where they had like some family reunion, and they were like, what did they kept saying they were having a competition there, and they were like, you can't tie because tie is equal to kissing your sister.
Oh.
And I just remember them saying that a lot, and I was just like, I don't.
As a child, you're like I get.
Well, even as a child, I was just like, okay, that's okay. Now I'm thinking about it, I'm just like, that doesn't.
This is a weird thing to focus on, Howie. Like, Howie's got a real, like, interesting. So what should we keep from Crash Bandicoot, though?
Bobby's World, definitely.
Definitely Bobby's World. This could be a crazy crossover. I think they did overlap a little bit. Bobby's World went till 98, so yeah. They existed at the same time. That's so long.
That is a long time for a TV show, 2 for a cartoon,
right.
3 for a Howie Mandel cartoon.
Howie Mandel with his Jerry curls. I definitely think we keep Evil Dr. Neo Cortex because you need a villain for sure.
Right.
And he'll just be, every week tries a thing and fails probably.
His whole conceit is that he wants to steal Crash's pants. Because Crash has these very fashionable pants.
Bespoke.
I love this fashion angle that we're taking. I very much want Crash to be like a fashion visionary. Like he's a pioneer in the fashion world. Some of my favorite, I think the best animes are the ones that have the very weird, specific focus of the thing that everyone does. I mean, there's a lot of shows about cooking, but there's the one show where it's like Pokemon, but they're all foods.
Oh, shit,
Was that
dude.
Fighting Food-Ons?
Fighting Food-Ons. I remember that.
Food-Ons.
Fox Kids every morning. Yes. So I love shows like that where it's like everybody in this universe is super into cooking. So in this new Crash universe, everyone's super into fashion, being good at and so in the original game, Neocortex created Crash. Are we keeping that?
Did he really?
Mm-hmm.
I think he.
So
yeah,
they really, they really just made Sonic. Like that's not.
Did Robotnik
Anyway.
create Sonic?
And in one of the Origin comics, it was like Robotnik. Robotnik was originally a good guy. Who was exposed to the bad parts of the Chaos Emeralds, which made him evil, and he also like worked with Sonic and like gave him these shoes that made him run fast, and he ran so fast he turned blue and all this other stuff.
Oh, they got some blue shift in there.
There's some blue shift in there.
And it's the shoes, huh? So it's not even the hedgehog.
No, I think Sonic can also run fast, but the shoes make it so that he can run fast without the soles like.
They make it so that his feet can do that thing where they basically turn into wheels without his legs
Right.
breaking.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay. Frank, what are you thinking about keeping besides the shorts?
Besides the shorts,
Because we're keeping the shorts.
Aku Aku has to make an appearance.
Oh, the
but
mask.
We got to figure out how to work him in.
Yes.
And I want Peaches to be kind of just a recurring thing, like Psyche has pineapples. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Where there's
So
just
it just
like
shows up in the background.
there's just Peaches around, but nobody thinks it's weird.
Is that our stand-in for the Wumpa fruits? Or
Yeah,
this is just a thing
I've
you
been
wanna
saying
do?
Peaches, and that's a fair
I-
assessment.
I understood what you were talking
I
about.
just wanted to make sure. Wumpa is more fun to
Yeah.
say for sure.
Yeah, well, so drawing cartoon Peaches, is it cheaper than drawing cartoon Wumpa fruits? I don't know about the digital fruit market.
I have no idea. We might. I did find a picture that someone photoshopped of a real life Bandicoot wearing jeans. Should we? Here's a question. This might be controversial. Does the entire show take place from the perspective of behind Crash?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh yeah, Crash's ass, right?
Sonic's ass, the cartoon.
It's fine if we say no. I'm just wondering, like, how true do we need to stay to this?
What I'm imagining is the Donkey Kong Country cartoon.
Oh my gosh.
Except for its Crash.
Okay. I'm into this.
Yeah, there's no art without taking risks.
I think we definitely keep different genetically engineered animal villains, like Ninja Turtles style, but
Right.
so we'll definitely have Crunch Bandicoot and Tiny Tiger and something called Dingo Dial, which yes,
Dingo Dial's what you're imagining.
he's
What you're imagining is correct.
yeah, it's a dingo crocodile. Okay.
There are so many drawings of Crash's girlfriend.
Yeah,
She just has the hugest boobs.
She
and
was-
it's
yeah.
upsetting to see.
she was clearly formative for a lot of young gamers in the 90s. They
Young,
discovered
soon-to-be DeviantArt users.
Okay, what is there any, like, I think we can probably, what is Crash's goal in the game? Like, is he just
He's just wants to defeat
he just wants to beat
Neocortex, as far as I
Yeah,
know.
there's not a lot there, so that's something we can easily they're giving us a lot of room to work with, which I'm good with. Oh man, originally he was going to be named Willie the Wombat, so maybe we
That's awful.
maybe we
It's
keep
just awful.
we'll keep that for the super fans. We'll have a
Willie the Wombat is his older brother.
Oh, that's good. Or his, like, I was going to say he's like the very powerful genetic monster that is like season finale boss.
Or like his father that created the ultimate jean jacket that is now lost.
I was gonna say he's gonna be like Racer X.
Yes. Okay. All of this is good. Yes, I love.
But
all of this.
I also like that his father created a jean jacket, so he's wearing the jean jacket.
Oh my gosh.
That his father created, and that he's Crash's older brother.
It's okay. So maybe. Okay, I have an idea, but we need to save it for our segment where we actually talk about plot and stuff. But okay, this is good. I need to write this down because I'm gonna forget this. Jacket. Okay. Anything else we want to leave or keep? Any last items before we move on?
Nah, I got it.
I'm all right.
Okay. So we'll go to our second segment called When and Where. And this is where we talk about setting and genre. I think we've already got genre in that it's a Eastern European produced cartoon. That's a genre, right?
That's a genre.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So setting, I mean, where is this game in Australia in the original thing? Is it just on some random island? Like, do we get weird with it? What was the Sonic TV show where it was on Fox Kids where he like comes to the human world and it's got a bunch of kids?
Sonic X?
Yes. Do we do something like that where there's like people in this world? I guess Neocortex is a person, isn't he?
Yeah.
Kind of.
Kind of. I mean,
He's got that big noggin.
he's a human in the same way that Mario is a human, where once you put him next to a regular human, you realize maybe not.
That New Donk City problem.
The New Donk City problem needs to become a thing like the Uncanny Valley.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what do you guys think? Where do we set this?
Yeah, I think Australia.
Just put them in. Should they all have Australian accents, or should they all have Eastern Europeans doing what they think Australian accents are?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, number two.
Number 2. Okay. Genre, I mean, it'll be a kid's show. This is usually our quickest segment that we can just kind of jump to the next one unless anybody has any big genre things.
Yeah, so Monster of the Week, Crash needs to come up with some form of fashion creation that solves a problem.
Oh,
each
yes.
episode.
Oh, man. He's got fashion-based attacks, right, that he calls out when he does them?
Oh, you know it.
Okay.
He's basically Best Genist from
Yes. Oh, my gosh. Best
Hell
Genist.
yes.
Best
Hell
Genus
yes.
is my favorite character ever. When I saw him, I like cheered, and then I was so sad that he just wasn't. He's barely in that first season. He's so brilliant. That's the thing. Like, I'm breaking out of reboot mode for a second. I just want to call attention to how Best Genus is. I love characters like that because it shows that the people who are making this show, they have such a good sense of humor. They're like, yeah, we get that this is silly. Here's a guy whose power is jeans. It's
Right.
so fucking good.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
love it.
So maybe his dad now is this a My Hero Academia crossover? Is that what's happening here? Is Crash's father, his real father, the Best Genist?
They needed human DNA, right?
Is Crash part human?
Because where does he get his fashion?
Yes, but he's disgusting looking.
Oh my god. Okay. So Crash is. So maybe this is the point where I can bring this up for the setting. I love the idea that his dad made a jacket, and I was thinking his dad made a jacket and short jeans, whatever Crash wears. Like he made them as a set and gave one to each of his sons, and then we do like kind of a Racer X thing where maybe Willy the Wombat goes missing or something, and Crash has to find him in the jacket and complete the set or something. Like that's his big goal, is to create that perfect denim suit.
I'm thinking it's like a going back to Speed Racer. It's like it's fashion shows every week.
Oh yes. Oh,
And there's just a mysterious fashion designer who keeps showing up, who gives him advice and wears a jean jacket.
Oh, that's so good. And he's got very pointy sunglasses.
Yes.
Oh fuck, I love that so much. And then, it's so good because then all the fashion shows will be in these like giant stadiums they're like broadcast around the world because this world is obsessed with fashion in the way that every anime obsesses with their thing. Like,
Right.
Yu-Gi-Oh is broadcast nationwide when just 2 kids playing a card game.
It's got that style of like shows that tried to be tried to be anime, like Totally Spies or Code Lyoko, where it's obviously made in France or something.
Yes. Oh, yes. Or what was that other one? Wakfu. That's like, is that trying to be anime? Every time I see that, I'm like, what is this?
It kind of is, yeah. Wakfu
It's
is
French,
also
yeah. I love that idea. That's very good. Any other setting or genre things so we can get into the next segment, which I'm very excited for.
I have nothing left to add to this.
Okay.
Let's get to the meat.
This is where we get to the meat. We're gonna move on to who can it be?
Who can it be now?
Where we talk about casting and characters. Terrence, who is Crash Bandicoot?
Who is Crash Bandicoot? I would say John Cena because that's just from that joke earlier,
Right.
But
Do we think we could get him? He's done voices before from that movie
I'd
about
want-
the bull.
He has.
I'd want John Cena to do his older brother
Oh, yes. Jean Jacket, Willie the Wombat.
God,
because
dude.
then we wouldn't need him as much. It wouldn't cost as much money.
That's very good. That's very good.
Plus, then the older brother can always say, he can say, like, can't see me.
Is that a thing that John Cena says?
That is
Is that the thing
his
where he
cash.
waves his hand in front of his face? Was that him?
yes.
I wasn't
Yeah,
a
yeah.
wrestling boy growing up, so I'm catching up with a lot of the terminology.
Let's see.
You know how I went for Neocortex? I want to get Dolph Lundgren.
Okay.
I think he's got that assertive, bold
Yeah.
quality.
I'd like Jaleel White because he did the original voice of
shit.
Sonic.
Yes.
Oh. We can just dunk on Sega. We can get Jaleel White, too.
Oh, yes. That'd be so good. And then maybe at some point do you think he can say ass in this show?
I think he would say it, and it would get like I don't know, cut off. He would get cut off every time he tried to say it. Or something.
There would be like a loud car going by.
Right.
So this will be like Y7? No. What's above that for TV? Teen?
TV14.
E4. Yeah, TV 14. Are we making an Adult Swim show? I don't necessarily want to make an Adult Swim show.
No, I don't think it's an Adult Swim show. I think it's a show that once again comes on at 6 o'clock in the morning.
It's just one of those shows when you watch it and you're like, how did this get past the FCC?
Who made this?
Who did this? Who was responsible for this? Okay, so we've got John Cena, Dolph Lundgren, Jaleel White. What other characters do we need? Like,
I guess Crash's girlfriend.
his definitely. Did you say his precious girlfriend?
I said we definitely have to have his girlfriend.
Oh, I just heard his precious
but also
girlfriend.
his precious girlfriend. It is also his precious girlfriend.
Yeah,
Tana, I think I saw her name was.
Tana, yeah.
yeah. Okay, so we could get and who do we know?
Reba McEntire. Oh. I don't know why. That was my first thought. Just an older woman.
I can see it.
I could also see it. Like, yes. Okay. Could we get Reba McEntire as Colonel Sanders as Tana?
You won't see her. Like
won't
she
she'll
has
just-
to dress up as Colonel Sanders in the booth.
Well, and she'll just
In the
always
voice recording
inexplicably
booth.
be making like chicken puns and talking about how she can't wait to get home and have one of those good 5-piece meals. That's very good. What other characters? So
We got to get Coco Bandicoot as like the sidekick, right? So
Coco. There's
Coco
another
is Crash's
Bandicoot.
genius kid sister.
Oh, okay.
Wikipedia records her having a 164 IQ, so you know.
Oh, that's a lot. That's probably high, I think.
There's a lot of information about her on Wikipedia. A
'Cause
164
somebody-
IQ. She is a fan of NASCAR and martial arts films.
Oh, and she wears overalls, but only one strap is on.
It was still the 90s, yeah.
She's very
Yeah,
cool
so-
in the 90s.
Somebody has a lot of information for her because somebody's horny.
So she's Crash's little sister. Did their best genist father make her those overalls?
Yes.
Yes.
It's more than the jeans that Crash has because it protects her body more.
Right. Okay. We're definitely going to need to talk about exactly what the power set of these denim articles of clothing possess. But we could. I mean, do we just get Hynden Walsh again because she did 1999, or do we get like do we just get like one weird celebrity pull, like Ariana Grande or something, just
Yes.
like out of left
Yeah.
field?
And then she'll definitely can sing then too, because we got it. So
Oh yeah, I mean we got it. And she'll want to do it. Like she's not doing a
yeah,
like-
people love doing the things they get paid for free.
we're not gonna pay her. Interesting.
No, I feel like it should be a pop star that nobody remembers, like that girl who did that Friday song.
Oh, Rebecca
Black.
Black for sure.
Yeah.
I like that. Yes, Coco
And you
Bandicoot.
know she needs a job, so
That's very good. Those are always the best because you'll like look through the cast list and you'll be like, wait, what?
Who did what now?
That's perfect. Okay. I think the last big one we need to cast is Aku Aku the Mask, and we definitely need to flesh out what the hell his role is.
I think he's like he just comes down from the heavens to deliver like advice or something every once in a while.
Is he their Zordon?
he's like
He's-
the Pokedex Zordon.
He is
yeah.
Zordon.
Okay.
Keith David.
And he has the same voice as Zordon in
Okay.
the American Power Rangers.
All right, let's see if that guy's still alive. I don't know why I assumed he's an old man at
There's
the time.
Power Rangers has a lot of seasons, so we can
Rangers.
kind of snip most of his dialogue and probably assemble what we need if he's
We
not
want,
alive.
we want original
Definitely.
Zordon, not Bryan Cranston,
original.
right?
Right.
Mighty Morphin Zordon.
Mighty Morphin Zordon. David J. Fielding, who
Did he die?
is still alive.
Okay.
Locked
I think the head, the actual guy who was Zordon, I
get
think
that.
he died.
Oh, get the face. Oh, wait.
I think the face died.
Oh, that's a bummer. Weird, like, liquid head
Right.
situation. Like, what was Zordon? Did they explain
Yeah.
his deal in the original show?
In the movie, I think they did.
I know
or
in
something.
the new movie, I know they did too, but he was different. What, like... I'm just ahead. Like the teens didn't. Those teens with attitude didn't at least.
Oh,
try
here
to
we go, here we go,
Dunk
here we
on
go.
him a little bit.
10,000 years ago, while clashing with Rita Repulsa, Rita trapped Zordon in a time warp,
Oh, and then he put her in the dumpster.
and that's the end of the description. So he's trapped in a quote unquote time warp,
So he's speaking from who knows where.
I guess.
Okay, so yeah, we'll get him for Aku Aku, and then should we make like, is each monster of the week like a weird guest star, or are they just like?
It's one guy in the office who they get every week to try to do a different voice, but he's not good at voices.
I love it.
So all of them sound vaguely the same.
That's great. Okay. And we'll just have to find that guy. I don't think he has a name yet.
Yeah.
It's definitely
Yeah, we want to find the Ukrainian version of D. Bradley Baker.
perfect. Should we include who is Neocortex? Oh, that's Dolph.
That's
Yes.
Dolph. That's our boy Dolph, our good friend Dolph.
Should we include Neocortex's niece Nina Cortex? Does she get to be in this game?
I think she's a season 2 ad.
Oh,
Yeah.
like Karai in Ninja Turtles. Okay.
I just fell down a Google hole of finding a Power Rangers fan film
Love it.
that is the origins of Zordon.
Okay. Is it anywhere
it's-
nearly as good as the James Vanderbeek Power Rangers fan film?
Probably.
Because that one is surprisingly good.
It is 50 minutes long and it's on YouTube.
5-0?
50 minutes.
That's so long for a fan film. I don't. Oof. Okay.
Yeah.
Here's the thing I just learned. Aku Aku apparently appears in the Spyro series too.
Yeah, there was a Spyro Crash
Oh,
crossover game, or it was like I think there were Game Boy Advance games where Spyro ended up in Crash's world and Crash ended up in Spyro's world.
Well, damn. So that's like what, season 3? We do that crossover.
Yeah, there you go.
That'll be perfect. And then we'll just get Julia White to also do Spyro, I think.
Right.
And that'll be perfect.
Oh shoot, they were Game Boy games. It was called Spyro Orange and Crash Bandicoot Purple, and they switched worlds.
I see
for
what
the
they're
Game Boy.
trying to do.
Yeah.
So we'll just get that'll be great. But we won't put any of the Skylanders in because we're
They don't need
purists.
our help.
They don't need our help. Okay, who is there anyone else on this character list that you guys feel we need to have?
No, not. I mean, I feel like we got the main cast.
We got
and
the main
We can
cast.
kind of
Yeah.
trickle in other people.
Now there is a bird called Chick Gizzard Lips, full name. And why would you go by that?
I think they should just say his name once per episode
Yeah, he can
with
be the
no context.
Have you asked
no
Gizzard Lips?
context.
Chick Gizzard Lips. What? Nothing. Just making sure
That's
you were
his.
still
That's
here.
his that's his catchphrase when something good or bad happens.
Oh yes. He doesn't say gotta go fast. He says Chick Gizzard Lips. And then he did. What was it? Did Crash? He had that spin move. That was his attack. He didn't jump
Yeah.
on things. He
Yeah.
spun.
Oh, is the spin move what the jean shorts give him?
Oh, we gotta get
Yes.
into that. Okay.
Does
so,
it give him the rotation?
Okay, let's just get into our last segment called "What's Going On," and this is where we just really nail down the plot. Now, traditionally for TV series, we pilot it out. We work on what the pilot is, but we definitely need to establish what's the power set of these denim things. So, spin attack. Is it gonna be like every so often he unlocks a new threshold of gene power?
Yes,
I like
that's
that.
that's what his brother is around for.
It's represented by how much his folded pleats like unfold down his legs.
Oh, okay, so
when
they
become-
unfold.
They unfold when they become full actual jeans. He is at 100% max power.
Now, where do we start them at then? Because if we start at original Crash,
Up.
there's only about like 2 folds he can get. So you're saying you want to start him at like hot pants?
I want to
level?
start up. I want to start up above the knees, like bad jorts.
Bad jorts. Okay.
Because the pilot unfolds them below his knees. He doesn't have good looking knees.
Oh, okay. So maybe the pilot is when he learned. Maybe they're just he thinks they're just regular shorts, and then pilot he gets spin attack.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So then what? How many powers is he going to get total from these genes before he needs to
feel
find a new denim artifact?
I feel like there needs to be like 3 or 4 folds before he's
Yes.
fully down.
Okay. So I want
So
to chart this out.
spin attack, mega spin attack, max king spin attack,
They're all just different spins. Is that
greater
Tornado spin.
tornado spin.
hurricane? Oh man.
It's,
Tor-
it's just like
tornado
Dragon Ball
Agaga.
Z, where it's just like bigger beams.
Bigger beams. Yeah, man. Or can he have one power that's actually a very visually disappointing power? Like, is it KO Ken where he just shouts it but nothing visually happens and he's just
He
more
just turns
powerful?
red. Yeah.
Like, there's always that one power where it's like, I learned to do this, or like Gohan's like, I got my power level super amped, but I look the exact same. I'm like, well,
can't tell.
What's the fucking point, Gohan? I went to the Kai Kingdom and they made me super strong. Yeah, but your hair is the same. So,
There's a precedent.
Gohan, we agreed up front. There is rules to this. Okay, so yeah, he can. So, are they each just increasingly windy named? So you've got like, I mean, it's got to go from tornado to hurricane, right? That spin.
Yeah.
And then like Gale Omega Blast.
Or do we? I kind of like, again, to go back to My Hero Academia, I love the nonsense of how, for no reason at all of All Might's powers are just American cities. Should we do some sort of just like unrelated, like they're not related to tornadoes or wind at all? He just shouts something when he does his.
All right, I've got
different
list
spins.
of Ukrainian presidents.
Yes. Exactly.
Okay,
So
fine.
this actually works out extremely well because since the Ukraine went to democracy, they've only had 5 presidents.
Oh my gosh.
Good.
Okay, so what's our base level spin attack then? Frank?
All right, so we've got Kravchuk.
Okay.
So whatever you guys want to do with that.
Is it just
Crabchuck tornado.
Crabjack Tornado? Yes.
Crab-
All right,
Kravchuk
and then
Whirl.
Kuchma.
What was the next one?
Kuchma.
Kuchma. Kuchma.
I think it should go like spin, whirl,
Tornado. Hurricane.
tornado, hurricane.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
So the
Crabchuck spin.
Kravchuk spin, the Kuchma whirl.
Uh-huh.
What's the next one?
You tell me. You've got the list of presidents.
Tornado and then hurricane.
Yeah, tornado
the,
then hurricane.
The Yushchenko tornado. That's good.
That's a good name.
That's very, very good.
And then the Yanukovych hurricane.
Yeah.
I
there
love
we go.
this. I love this a lot. Okay, so So Willie the Wombat is there to kind of guide him on unfolding his pants. Mm-hmm. Okay. Do we call it like finding the next fold? Like, is he aware of like is the fold just an aesthetic thing that happens, or is the fold the mechanic thing he is searching for? Like the Saiyans don't specifically address I need to get my hair longer. It's just a thing that happens. So is he specifically trying to get longer pants?
I don't think he is. I think he likes his shorts the way they are.
Okay.
And then it just unfolds when the time is right.
When the time is right. When his heart is in the right spot. Or when he's been punched enough.
Yes.
The way Frank, should it work the way the Saiyans work, whereas you described to me what they just instantly get to become stronger than a truck?
Yeah, whenever this is canonical, whenever a Saiyan almost dies, they recover stronger than what almost killed them.
So, is Willie the Wombat just beating the shit out of Crash?
And that's just the laziest way to do that.
Does Willie the Wombat just show up every once in a while to beat the shit out of Crash to get his pants to unfold?
I was thinking that it was a little bit more like he would accidentally drop a hint of how to stop the bad guy.
And he would ask him if he knew about Ukrainian president.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Yeah, will this also be a history lesson program?
It'll be like Who's That Pokemon, except for it's Who's That Ukrainian president?
Who is that Ukrainian political figurehead? Because I mean, there's only the 5 presidents, so we're gonna have to.
Right.
I like that. And every one is just a silhouette of a dude. Like there's zero way to tell.
Yeah, they're just
okay. Do we need to get into any other denim power sets for the other denim people, or should we just plot this out?
I like if Willie's jacket is a mystery. Like we don't know what his power is, and he seems to be able to just do stuff.
Okay.
But like we're never sure whether it's the jacket or not.
Right.
And will we learn in like season 4 that it was the power was inside him all along? The denim was always inside of him.
Yeah, the denim was actually a limiter until Crash was ready to use his full power.
Do they become cutoffs?
Oh, he goes the equivalent of Super Saiyan 3 or whatever, and his energy around his body blasts his genes into cutoffs.
Do they become cutoffs, or do they just become acid washed, or do they just become like
just full flare?
Do they become?
He grows the wallet chain.
Oh my God, there's so many different directions we could go because they're also in the mid 2000s/90s it became a thing to just buy pre-ripped jeans.
Right.
Oh my gosh. There's so many different levels of power to do with these jeans.
And we're going to go through them all because obviously we need to up the stakes at every season finale.
Yeah. Okay, so let's just at least start walking through plot and maybe filling in gaps that we find. So Crash is part of like a fashion design company? Is it like just a collective of different designers? Is it just like Pokemon where him and his 2 best friends are designers trying to make it in the world? What are you feeling?
I think it's company versus company.
Okay, love it. So
like it's different like Crash has his own company with his sister or whatever.
Yes.
And then N Cortex is the other competing fashion house.
Okay,
yes.
So what is the name of Crash's company?
Bandicoot.
Denim Coot. No, that sounds.
No. Denim Enterprises.
Is the world obsessed with denim, or is that just Crash's company's signature material?
That's just Australia.
Okay, so everyone's got it can be like everybody's got their own. Every anime there's every person has a thing that is their focus. Like they'll work it into every sentence if they can. So for Crash and his crew, it's denim and jeans. What are some other companies then that we can like? What are their main things?
So obviously the N Cortex company, right?
Yeah,
you gotta have like leather and lace.
Oh shit! Yes, leather
and
can leather and lace be okay? Is leather and lace 2 companies or 1 company? This is very important.
It's 2 companies that come together to fight against Cortex.
Okay, so they're good companies. Okay.
Yes. They show up when it's especially dire, when Crash needs help.
They're like, who's the guy from Metabots, Frank?
the horn. He had like the
Kabuto?
horn beetle. Yes.
Yeah.
Cannot
So
believe I
it'll
pulled
be
that out.
every show's got those ones who show up just sometimes and who are very powerful. Or like the top hat guy with the mask from Sailor Moon. He wore a top hat, right?
It's Tuxedo
did.
Mask.
That's right. Okay, so leather and lace. What material does Dr. Cortex deal in?
Oh. I really would like if Dr. Cortex was trying to inflict like Tommy Bahama dad surf fashion on the
I
world.
like it.
Like socks and sandals and stuff like that.
He believes in khaki.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that a lot. Okay, silk. There's got to be a silk something in there. Cashmere.
Oh.
The linens.
Oh, the linens. Can we have some sort of Team Rocket? I guess that'd be the Dr. Neo's people would be like the Team Rocket. Where would they be like the khaki kids or the Caxters?
Yes.
I love this. Episode 1, Crash has what, just like a kind of a small up and coming fashion company, or are they like an Australian powerhouse already?
He's taken over his dad's company.
His dad, yes. Okay, has his dad gone missing or is his dad dead?
I think his dad is dead.
Okay. Is his dad dead before the show, or does his dad die in the pilot? Do we do like a Yu-Gi-Oh! Heart of the Cards situation where his dad is killed by the villain in episode 1?
Yes.
Okay.
I like that.
So Dr.
And so
Neo-
it shows that Crash is not ready for this, and he is brand new to this this sort of thing.
And then Willy Wombat shows up, and they're like, "Who's this guy?"
Yeah.
Okay. How does Crash not know he has a brother then?
I think he knows he has a brother, but his brother hasn't been around for so long.
Okay.
I think Crash never got involved in the fashion company. He only wore jeans. He has no shirt. But most importantly, he doesn't have the fingerless gloves because he doesn't understand fashion at all.
What if Crash didn't even wear the jeans until his dad gave them to him? What if his dad wore the jeans?
Yeah. So the first episode's TVMA, but then we go TVY7
Well, I think I don't know that it has to be MA. We just do what every cartoon animal does, where they're just perfectly smooth like Ken.
Right.
Okay, so maybe Dr. Neo Cortex is trying to make denim khakis, and he like maybe Crash's dad won't help him, and so what's the sort of accident that could happen at a fashion show that could kill a person but also appear to be an accident?
He falls on a bunch of sewing needles.
Oh, that's good. They just find him with sewing. Ooh, okay, maybe this first episode is TVMA.
There's violence, nudity.
Terrence, walk me through what does a fashion competition look like then in this very good show?
It's probably like who made the best thing. Like it's sort of like a Top Chef or something.
Okay.
Where they're given something they have to make, but they have to use their very specific knowledge to make it.
That's good. Do they ever? So when does the fighting happen? Does it always happen outside of the off the runway, as it were?
Yes, it's backstage because when they go on the stage, they have to be all like demure and.
Yes. Okay. So then they'll fight backstage with their tornado. What's the president's name, Frank?
Kravchuk, Kuchma, Yushchenko, Yen.
The Yushchenko tornado. That's so great. I love that. I think we're definitely going to need to have like voguing just constantly. Like
Right.
everybody's doing poses, and maybe those are some of their moves, like when they have to battle. Are there? I mean, I know the answer to this question as soon as I ask it, but are there underground fashion shows in which there are no rules
Oh, of course.
and they
Hell yes.
and they get real like aggressive, like what are some rules that would be? I at first I was gonna say like it's basically like Fashion Fight Club, but I still love the idea that even the underground ones, they're not fighting or violent. They're just like you can be sewing as you're on the runway or something like something ridiculous.
I feel like the underground ones would use like there wouldn't be a limit on like what materials you use.
Oh,
like
yes.
you could use denim and leather all at the same time.
It's all just like fashion crimes being done. Like
And there's like stunts. Like if you like unstitch their shirt, like they lose points. but you can't touch them.
some sabotage elements to it. Okay. Are there any monsters being created strictly from clothes by any of these companies that Crash has to fight?
Yes, there are cloth golems.
Cloth golems. Oh, that's very good.
Yes, just like the Putty Patrol.
Does Neocortex create them, or is that a different company's thing?
I think that's everyone who's evil.
Everyone who's evil has their own sort of cloth golem. Okay.
Yes.
And they all have like different special abilities. So maybe like cashmere cloth golems are very, I don't know, what's cashmere? It's very soft. So maybe they
Lots
like
of piles.
maybe they put
Wrap
people
them up or
wrap them
something.
up. Maybe they put them to sleep because they're so
Yeah.
cozy. And then like, what's a khaki golem like?
They're rough and abrasive,
And just like big,
Like a
like a
snake.
dad.
just like a dad. They're just very disapproving and like distant. But what did we decide Crash's company's called?
We didn't.
Denim. We didn't get a good pun there, did we?
Oh, it could be like Wumpa Fashion, and that's how we get that
the
reference.
Right.
Wumpas. Yes. Okay. So they do not deal with in golems because they're better than that.
Yes.
Maybe the other companies, maybe what sets Crash apart is Crash and his coworkers model their own clothes on the runway, whereas other companies just use golems because it's cheaper than paying a fair wage. And that makes them like soulless and evil because they just care about the money, whereas Crash cares about the craft of creating
Fashion's about
denim.
people.
Well, Crash actually doesn't care about the craft until later when he learns the value of it. Like his dad's like,
And he puts on the fingerless gloves and gets serious.
so you're saying the fingerless gloves, he gets them when he becomes fashion conscious.
They were his
Yeah,
dad's.
he gets them when he
found
cares about fashion, because otherwise he's naked.
I see. And then he gets the pants from his dad after his dad falls on a bunch of sewing needles. Okay, so episode 1, Wumpa Fashion is prepping for the big, like, Australian regional fashion expo. Like, expo, that's the word. That sounds good in this context. So, who are the employees? Is it just, like, his dad and Crash's confusingly hot girlfriend, or like who's in this company? Does it matter?
I like if she already works for the company and then Crash has to like get brought in. That's good.
Yeah, that like Crash takes over his dad after his dad dies, so it's just like it was like his sister and his dad.
Do they resent the fact that Crash is now the head of the company, even though he doesn't care about it?
No, I think she has been wanting to get him in for so long.
Okay.
And she's very grateful.
Now, did the pants choose Crash, or did Crash just inherit the pants from his dad?
His dad's dead. He had to take up. He knew what he had to do. He had to take off the pants.
Okay, so he just took up the pants. He puts them on. I think Crash already
In his
wears
final death throes, he furiously strips naked.
and throws the pants to his son.
Son, take my pants.
Take my jeans. And I think when his dad wears them, they're like very long, and as soon as he takes them off, they like fold up into the
they roll
normal
way up.
into the starting folds that Crash wears. Does Okay, I think Crash did wear those giant shoes before he got the pants, so he has to put the pants on with shoes on. Mm-hmm. And that'll be I don't know if we make that hard or just very impressive that Crash is able to just put pants on while already wearing shoes, because I do think that's one of the hardest things to do in the real human world, just in real life. Anyway,
Yeah, so Crash's dad throws the pants in the air, and Crash begins to run towards the pants. And when they reach the top of the arc, Crash does a front flip in the air, and he lands wearing the pants.
Is Crash's spin attack ever on his head, or is he always just spinning right side up?
It's his body. Yeah.
Okay, so he's never like doing a breakdance spin kick,
Right.
because that would be a very cool way to have pants get on you. Okay, so why was he killed again? Because Dr. Neocortex wants the secret of denim.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now
He wants to make a denim Hawaiian shirt, but that's forbidden.
Okay, and so then does Dr. Neocortex try to kill Crash every episode, or is he just basically getting him involved in all these fashion competitions where he like wagers his denim against something? Is it like Yu-Gi-Oh where they have to wager their star chips?
I think his goal is like the secrets of denim and not Crash's life, I think.
Yeah.
Can we? Okay, here's a question for both of you. Does Crash acquire different materials as another form of like leveling up? Like
That's the underground stuff.
that's the underground stuff. So instead of catching Pokemon, he's collecting materials that he has to beat the material in combat. Once he can defeat a Cashmere Golem, then he can. In this world, are all clothing materials sentient? And in order to make clothes with them, you first have to tame them. Kind of like they first have to respect you before you're allowed to make clothes with them.
Right.
I love this. Okay, so Act 1, Dad dies. Give me an Act 2 summary.
I don't think there could be much of a story. I feel like
Right.
adding too much story
I agree.
would take away from the like the first episode is the most like story heavy,
Yes.
and then after that it's literally like monster of the week type stuff
Absolutely.
over and over again.
Absolutely. So episode 1 beginning. So does it start? So they go to the fashion show. Crash doesn't care. Dad dies. Crash puts on pants. Crash cares. Do we have Crash try
And
to?
then basically filler for
Yeah,
for
so-
25 episodes.
Does episode 1 end with the pants getting donned and Crash winning the fashion competition?
Yes.
Crash just vogues so hard and then
Yes.
he wins.
Yes.
Okay, that's very
And then
good.
the rest of the season is just like the most filler episodes happening because that's how TV shows work.
It's just called the filler arc. I love it. Okay, do we need anything else for this? Is there anything missing? Wumpas are in there. Aku Aku.
I
is
feel like
Zordon.
if you're adding too much, it takes away from its Eastern European
I agree.
cartoonness.
I think you're right. I think maybe we have the perfect amount. We've got Ukrainian presidents. I think
Characters will just show up. Characters will just disappear for
they'll
some
just
episodes.
disappear.
Right.
I think each material he'll learn different super moves, but Denim is still his strongest.
Right.
Are there power levels? Is there any sort of like nonsensical measurement of clothing strength?
The more clothes he puts on, the more powerful he gets.
Yes.
Sort of like once he gets all of the different materials, it's like Exodia or something.
Yes. Maybe there's like a different. Maybe there's like an entire. Maybe his dad designed a full-on like denim, like 5-piece suit, like a formal wear
Exodia.
suit. That's very good. I love it. Okay, so I guess that does Crash make those himself, or does mid-season he learns about the 5 denim artifacts maybe, and he has to acquire the patterns to make them,
Yes.
because patterns is a,
That's what he gets a pattern for every fashion competition he wins.
yes, that's what you win patterns. Okay, I love it. I don't think I think this is a show. I think this is going to succeed very well on the 6 a.m. slot of broadcast. Does WB Kids even still exist?
No.
It super doesn't.
No,
But
I don't think there's any Saturday morning cartoons except for like Cartoon Network and
Okay.
Nickelodeon.
So
our tagline is going to be better than 700 Club.
Exactly.
I like
it.
Okay, Terrence, I don't know if you're aware of a new thing we've started doing, but we've created a new segment on our show called, we don't have a name for it yet, do we, Frank? But we basically...
We don't have a name for
we
it.
advise food pairings for the new show we've created. So if you had to...
You don't even have to ask that question because I already have the answer.
hit me.
And it's Totino's Pizza Rolls.
Oh, yes. That's perfect. And what flavor of Mountain Dew?
Code Red. No, wait, Baja Blast because it's like
Oh.
beachy and Australian.
Oh, yes. I love it. Okay, perfect. Well, that's going to do it for us. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening to the show. We're so glad you were here for this momentous occasion. This is the most I've been excited about for one of our reboots in a long time. If you like the show, please subscribe and give us a good rating on iTunes. I mean, I guess if you want to give us a bad rating, that's
Don't do
fine,
that.
but
Don't do a bad
don't do it. Like, just give us the good one. And if you know anybody who you think might like the show, you tell them about it and get them to give it a rating.
Exactly.
Terrence, thank you so much for being on. Where can our listeners find your good internet content?
You can find me at the Black Nerd on Twitter, which has everything that I do if you want to get into that.
There's some good stuff there.
There's a lot of stuff that I do.
It's a whole cornucopia.
It's plentiful.
Plentiful, a bountiful even. So until next time, I'm Scott Owen.
I'm Frank Sara.
And Terrence, we usually provide our listeners with a password so that they can get in next week. What's our password for next week?
Bandicoot.
Love it.
Like a cute bandicoot.
Bandicooties.